see if we can beat the E90 M3 and the Toyota Supra. Oh, and I did notice there is an A45 AMG on the Dragon leaderboard as well. We'll try and beat that as well, yeah? Run number 1. Oh my God. That is joke. We've got a Clio behind. He's trying to race me. You're on it. That's joke. He's actually just trying overtaking. Can you see that behind? Let's let him over. Right, guys, I owe you an apology, man. I owe you an apology. And specifically this person in a comment recently in a video, free mobile games for you. It's the first line of this comment that stood out to me the most, right? And I can't believe it. I feel silly. I do feel silly. It says, mate, where was the drive after it came out? You're spot on. He's on about the A45 AMG. So I bought this car as a trade sale. It was a bit broken when I bought it. We put it into VRS, we got it repaired, yeah? And during that process, we discovered that it's got a hybrid turbo. So we've had it tuned. It's now running at about 430 brake horsepower, but it stopped there, yeah? I've been daily driving this car. I love it. I've been using it, enjoying it, but I've not showed you lot on the channel how amazing this car is to drive on the roads. Now, what we're also gonna be doing in this video, so firstly, going for driving it, displaying how wonderful it is. Secondly, yeah, we're gonna revisit the past. We're gonna go back to my old site, the old bin car. I'm not actually gonna go in there, but we're gonna do the old route, yeah? We're gonna start off on the windy road. We're then gonna go to the bumpy road. And at the end of the video, we're gonna do draggy times to see what this car does 20 to 70 mile an hour in and compare it to all of the other cars on the draggy leaderboards. Let's get on it. Here we go then, a 2014 A45 AMG. Obviously being a 2014, it's one of the earlier cars. And I just think they look absolutely savage, don't they? For a little hatchback, they just look so aggressive. Obviously this car has the aero kit, so it just looks extra aggressive. The grey with the black, I think that looks really nice. We did have the wheels, they were diamond cut when I first bought the car. Obviously we had them painted black, but I just think they offer so much for such a little car. You think they're comparable to things like Audi S3s, Volkswagen Golf Rs, and even if you look at an S3 and a Golf R, they're 300 brake horsepower from factory with a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. These are 350 horsepower from factory. Now this car is like a mild stage 3 car. I can't remember the exact power figure, but a strong stage 2 from what I can remember would make 400 brake horsepower, and then a good stage 3 would make about 460 horsepower. This is not a meth injected car, so it's running without meth. It's got a hybrid turbo, which we didn't know when we bought it, and it's been to VRS. It's had a whole list of things done to it. In fact, we'll talk about costs now. So we bought this car from a car trader, sold us seen as a trade sale, which was brilliant. It worked really well for me. It was great for content. In fact, that video done really well. Let's just stick the camera there, that's a bit better. The video done really well, interesting video, and it's obviously a really interesting car. So from there, I noticed a little boost issue on the journey back. The retail value of this car was in the region of £16,000. So I thought, you know, if it's got a boost issue, that's fine. We spent a total of £2,150 on this car getting it repaired, and basically there was a fault with the turbocharger. The turbocharger arm and valve was repaired, okay? There was a whole list of other issues as well, but nothing major, especially considering the mileage of the car. It's on 117,000 miles. Every car has its issues. The engines are supposedly really good on these cars. The gearboxes, on the other hand, they are known to be problematic. I've had a little Google around online to see what issues people have been having with gearboxes, because we've actually had all the adaptations done with the gearbox in this car, and it now drives a lot better than it did when I first bought it. So, yeah, power-wise, yeah, in the region. So a mild stage 3 with no meth is in the region of 420, 430 brake horsepower. And if we have a look at our draggy leaderboard, let's do that now. Let's have a little look. So obviously this is a full drive car. Not that traction's going to be an issue because today's a really warm day, but 405 horsepower Toyota Supra Mark V. That's an interesting comparable. 4.61 seconds from 20 to 70 mile an hour. And then just above that, we've got the BMW E90 M3 Saloon, a DCT car. Obviously this is a ZF automatic car, so again quite comparable. 414 brake horsepower, 20 to 70 in 4.58 seconds. Obviously being a two-wheel drive car, you're going to have less power drivetrain loss. You're going to have less drivetrain power loss. So it'd be interesting to see how it falls against all of them. Oh, we've also got a Mercedes A45 AMG in stock form, which was 360 brake horsepower, which, do you know what, they're actually 360 PS. I think they're a bit less than that in horsepower. But that done 20 to 70 miles an hour, where is it? That done it in 4.65 seconds. So it'd be interesting to see how this compares to that as well. But yeah, going back to the values of these cars, if you look on Auto Trader right now, I think that's such a good car for the money. Like, what a cool little car. And even if you go back to the S3 and the Golf R scenario, like, obviously I love both of them cars, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love them. But as I spend more time with Mercedes as a brand, I'm actually beginning to quite like the brand. Certain things I dislike about it, I do feel like they lack build quality on the interior. I think they always appear wonderful. Mercedes do a brilliant job of making things look good, but sometimes the build quality lacks a bit, specifically on the leather, yeah? We've actually had the leather seat repaired on this car, but the shape of them seats, like, they deserve more credit than pretty much every seat made in a car on the planet. But the quality of the leather, do you know what, it's not too bad on this car, but on run-of-the-mill Mercedes A-classes and stuff, it's not very good at all. But forget all that, just look how aggressive that car looks, man. So it wins on the looks front. So yeah, we hop back onto Auto Trader. Mercedes A45 AMG, price low to high. The cheapest one on the net there, obviously that's the sponsored ad at the top. That one there, white one, £12,890. That's in Blackburn, that's a private seller. The cheapest trade one, it says low price as well, is ironically the same colour as this car. Is that the same? £16,000. Very, very similar car. That does it have the aero kit? It looks like it's got the aero spoiler, but not the full kit. Or has it? No, it hasn't. It's not got like the little canards on the front bumper, but it's got the spoiler. It's quite a cool looking car. £15,990. That car's done 89,000 miles. That gives you an idea what they're valued at. The next cheapest one there's one at 16 grand, another one at just over 16 grand as well. So yeah, a lot of car for the money. Obviously I bought this car for 12,700, spent £2,000 on it. It now owes me £14,700. So I'd have a nice profit if I was selling this car at Binker. I'd have a nice profit on the basis that it's worth in the region of £16,000. I would have a nice profit, but obviously I'm not selling it, all right? This is actually getting given away on Planet of Dreams this coming Friday, all right? So if you're not entered for your chance to win this car, it's completely free to enter. I'll put the link to Planet of Dreams in the description below. But forget about that. We want to talk about how this thing drives. So I think what we need to do now is jump in the driver's seat, hit the road, get down to the old site. It's literally 10 minutes down the road. And just, you know, for old time's sake, go down all the old roads. A lot of you used to love that little route I used to do. Go down all the old roads, hit the bumpy roads, and then do draggy times, yeah? I think it's gonna do well. Is it gonna beat the E90 M3? I don't know if it's gonna be an E90 M3. It is very, very quick. Let's just go find out. Sunroof, so we've done a little 10 minutes, about that, journey down the A5 to the other side of Milton Keynes to sort of near Bletchley, for those who are familiar with the area. And this was my journey to work. This used to be my journey to work, by the way. I've just shut the sunroof because wind noise and stuff like that. And I used to turn left at this roundabout. That was our site just up there. You can just about see it in the distance. Round here. And the old site is just here in the farm on the right hand side. That was the access to the farm there, and then the actual car site was at the back end of the farm. And I used to regularly, this was my usual routine, I used to put out the farm there, do a right, head down in this direction. It feels weird being back here because obviously I spent so much of my life here. Just come here every day, and usually at this point of the video the car would be cold, but obviously in today's scenario the car is very warm. We've done a good journey in it and it's nice and ready for a video. But then we had the S-bend here where the customer took the Jag for a test drive and ended up head on with a car there. Like, what a memory that is. I still get people coming up to me today saying, are you the guy that was like, had a customer nick one of your cars from your dealership? And I was like, yeah. If you didn't see that video, go and check it out. It was a right laugh. So down here now, it's more of a country area. We're heading sort of towards the Brick Hill, Little Brick Hill, Great Brick Hill are up in this direction. And where we are now, it's more of a city sort of area. So further into the city, which is better for business, great for business, but for videos, sometimes doing these little country lanes is quite a nice. It's a nice occasion today, I can say that. So this here, turning right, we're now on the bumpy roads. Very bumpy road. I mean, we're getting thrown around a little bit, but the A45 is dealing with it quite well. And by the way, the sounds, listen to that when you let off. Listen to them crackles. Savage. I said this in a previous video. It almost sounds like an RS6. I'm not even, I know I say that and you think, well, an RS6 is a V8 cab. You're being a bit, you know, you're being exaggerating a little bit there, but trust me, it sounds good. So we've got the right bend here as well now. But usually be in second gear and accelerate out of this bend and have a little feel for the power. Listen to the sounds. Just bends into the left here. Again, it's quite a bumpy road. We've now accomplished or overcome the really bumpy section of the road, and we get to here now. Talking about it's like it's a bloody racetrack. This is like starring a reasonably priced car on Top Gear, isn't it? We've got a really nice straight here. Again, proper nice roads. There's a great route. In fact, let me just slow down. Just have a little feel for the power again. And usually at about this point in time, brakes. Usually at this point in time, I would say to everyone, you know, we've had a nice little drive in the car, we've had a good feel for it, I quite like it, but what we need to do right now is head over to the dual carriageway to see how quickly it does 20 to 70 mile an hour, and I'd click my fingers, we're not going to go there just yet, and we'd end up on the dual carriageway doing our draggy times. Now, do I miss it? I think that's a question you'd probably ask. I'll be honest with you, the old site, I don't think about it at all. I used to love being there, but the new site is so much better. I do often think, well, how did we ever manage? Like, how did we get by with what the little to no space and resources that we had at our old site? Whereas now we've just got everything. Look, we've got a good valeting area, good indoor space, big office space, big reception, all these things. The new site is so much better. So I'm so pleased with sort of how it all worked out. And put it out here. Although at the time, like, it's been stressful. The whole year has been, I say stressful, high pressure. It's been a very high pressure year, but it's all worked out really well. And sometimes I think without pressure you don't get achievements, and with achievement you feel self-value, and I think it's really important to sometimes put yourself under pressure. At the old site I was under pressure because I had to find a new site, whereas now I'm under a new amount of pressure because I found my new site, which is great, but the pressure's on me now to sustain this new site, this new premises, and, you know, look after the site. We're now in a position where the site's been developed, it's looking really good. We've had a lot of the work done, but, you know, now it's back to business. So anyway, we want to find out about draggy times, but one thing I was going to say is, do you miss doing these style of videos? And the answer to that again is no. I don't miss these style of videos because back then I sort of got myself into, I suppose, I was just regularly doing car reviews, whereas I always boiled it down to, what am I as a person? Who am I? I am basically, I'm a car trader. That's what I am, and I really want to focus on the car trade as a subject. That's my livelihood. It's what I do day in, day out. It's what we're doing as a business. So I like to really focus on being in the car trade. This video is an example, not this particular video, but the video of when we collected this car. That was like a really popular video. It done really well, and for me, I'm glad to see that, because that's what I want to see more of. I want to do more of that style of video. I want to be out on the road buying cars, getting them prepped, and then getting them ready for sale. So I'm loving it is the answer to that question, if you have got that question. All right, so what I'm going to do now is we are going to cut to the draggy times section of the video and see if we can beat the E90 M3 and the Toyota Supra. Right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Gearbox is absolutely solid. I think, was it 4.68? Was that the time we want to beat? The E90 M3 time? I'm not entirely sure. I think that's right. Run number 1. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're going to do 2 more runs. I'm going to come back to you shortly and let you know how quick we done. I am looking forward to seeing how this falls against all the other cars, because that is an unbelievable time. But as usual, we need to do 3 runs in total. We've just done run number 1, which I'm super pleased with, but we'll do 2 more and I'll come back to you shortly and let you know how stage 3 A45 Ford. 3, 2, 1, let's go again. I just done run number 2. I wasn't planning to put that on camera, but run number 2, you can see the gearbox is spot on. Run number 2 was better. I wasn't planning to include this in the video, but I think this is important that we do. I'll do one more. I've got to do one more. It's tradition. It's tradition on the channel. 3, 2, 1. Third run was quicker again. That is amazing. Let's pull over and conclude the or summarize what just happened with the draggy results. So this is unbelievable. All 3 runs were verified times. I think it's worth pointing that out. And so let's go back to the draggy leaderboard. The slowest comparable that we wanted to compare it to, which is not a fair comparable really, because that car was stock, was the A45 AMG. That was my friend Ollie's from RRT. Shout out to them, by the way. They actually refurbed the wheels on this car. This is a family business, and Ollie had an A45 AMG, 360 horsepower from factory. That done it in 4.65 seconds. Yeah. The car up from that we sort of compared it to was, or I say compared it to, wanted to beat, that was the idea. The Toyota Supra Mark 5, that was Sack, who was a subscriber of the channel, ZF gearbox car, 4.61 seconds. Then the DCT E90 M3 Saloon, done it in 4.58 seconds, yeah? My brother's BMW A8 is just above that, 4.57 seconds, yeah? All I can say to you is it smashed all of them cars, which is, I mean, it's a fast car, don't get me wrong. I've been driving it, I've been thinking, I am so impressed with how this car delivers power, but I didn't think it would, I mean, I expected it might beat them cars, but I didn't think it would smash it in the way that it just has, right? The draggy times on this car from 20 to 70 mile an hour started with a 3. Yeah, started with a 3. The first run was 3.84 seconds, right? And that you saw my reaction. I was like, what? We're just done that time. Then the second run, we done better than that. We done it in 3.8 seconds, right? And then the third and final run, we bettered it again, which was also a verified time. I put a screenshot of the times up on the screen now. 3.74 seconds from 20 to 70 mile an hour. And if you look at the draggy leaderboard, all the way up, we're going up a lot further than I thought we would. We're sitting next to an Audi RS7, yeah, stock, 560 brake, and just above a BMW M140i Auto with a stage 1 map, 420 horsepower, so similar brake horsepower. We assume this is in that region as well. I did just speak to Will at VRS. He's going to send me a dynograph printout. I haven't got that yet, but it's in that region, 420 to 430 brake horsepower. That's a rear-wheel drive car. Obviously only driving the 2 wheels. This is 4-wheel drive, and it beat that. That is unbelievable. Faster than my M4 CS, faster than an F10 BMW M5, and faster than a W205 and a W204 C63 AMG. Yeah, that shows you how unbelievable these cars are. And I think whilst on the subject of M140i's and M135i's, this would have been compared to an M135i, by the way. Let's spin it round here. Let's give my watch a shake. Like visually, I don't ever criticize the looks of an M135i, but I do often think that they could look better. They're probably one of my most favorite cars of all time. They're a great car, but because of what they offer. But the looks side of things, these cars just look so savage in comparison to M135i's and M140s. So visually it looks incredible. I'm going to talk about negative shortly, so don't go yet. Don't go anywhere. I need to talk about the downfall of these cars. Visually it looks unbelievable. Interior, seats, what it offers, pan roof as well in this car in particular, heated seats, everything it's got going for it. It's an unbelievable car. It ticks so many boxes, and the fact that this car turned out to be a hybrid turboed car, and we've managed to get it running at the power that it's running and it's performed the way it's performed, it is an unbelievable full package. Like, what a cool car, man. What a bloody wicked car. So the downfall with these cars is, if you look into it, which I mentioned earlier, is the gearboxes. They do apparently have issues where when you engage the gear, when you put it in drive, put it in reverse, it crunches. Now, that is supposedly quite a serious issue. This car, you can see the way it's just pinging through gears. It's solid, so I don't know if this has had gearbox work previously, but the clutch ain't slipping, it's strong as anything, and the gear changes are really sharp and quick. Downshifts sound good, sound amazing, but I must admit, my experience with this gearbox is a good experience. But this car in particular, when you pull away from standstill, so if you stop now, there is no cars behind us by the way, and you just pull away from cold, like it's just done it absolutely fine there. And when we've done the draggy times, again, absolutely fine because the car is warm. But when the car is cold, it slowly engages gear. And I've looked on Google, we've took it back to VRS, trying to make it better, and there is nothing that can be done to make it better. In fact, I've seen people online that have bought these cars new back in 2014, and they've took their cars back to Mercedes-Benz within the warranty period, and they haven't managed to find a solution. So if anyone has got a solution to that, please let me know. I did notice a comment in one of the previous videos where someone said that you can get it readapted and stuff. We've done absolutely everything. It's now spot on. You can see there is no faults, no issues here, but it's just when the car's cold, it's just a bit slow to take off. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, leave it as that. It was quite nice coming down here today, wasn't it? Quite nice to sort of do the old journey. I'm not going to rule it out. I will do it probably more in up and coming videos, but like I say, the main focus is car trading. I want to buy and sell cars. This car in particular, of course, is going on Planet Dream. So again, I'm going to remind you, it's getting given away this coming Friday on the Planet Dreams Instagram, Friday the 2nd of June at bang on midday. If you've not entered, go and enter for free. It's completely free to enter. If you're a dream catcher, you're obviously been entered already. That's been automatically done. But if you're a free entrant, you need to physically go to the website, all the way to the website on your phone, yeah, and enter yourself in. But do it, because you might win this car for free on Friday, all right? Hashtag Free Friday. Also, my car show, CCD, the event 2023. We've sold out our first batch of tickets. So for those that have been trying to buy tickets and haven't been able to, I'm sorry about that. But we have now released a second batch of tickets, so we've increased the size of the. Oh, we've got a Clio up our ass. We've got a Clio up our ass. You're on here. That's a joke. He's actually just tried overtaking. Can you see that behind? Let's let him over. That is jokes. We've got a Clio behind. He's trying to race me. You want to race? Why would a little Clio just try and overtake me? It's so annoying that wasn't on camera. He literally went round me. Is he going to pass me now? He's going to do something dodgy. Surely you're not that much of a dodgy driver, mate. There's 3 cars. Let's see if he overtakes. Let's see if he overtakes. Come on, mate. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. It's a summer's day, 21 degrees. We're living the dream. Well, I am in the A45. You might not be feeling quite as good in your Clio, but it's a nice day. Don't hurt yourself, yeah? But what I was going to say, yeah, this first batch of tickets sold out, but we're lucky where we are, because it's at St Neots Rugby Club, which is an expandable site, so we've managed to expand our means and offer more tickets for sale. So if you do want to come to the car show, I will link the ticket link in the description below. It's going to be an incredible day out. Last year was unbelievable. This year is simply going to be bigger and better, all right? Guys, thank you very much for watching. It's been quite a long video, but the main focus was the A45 and the fact that we're on our old little run at the old bin car. I hope it's been a good one for you. If it has, if you've enjoyed this, hit the like button. Do me that favour. You lot do that anyway, but I'm going to remind you just to do that. Hit subscribe if you're new, and see you in the next video. Bye.